Good morning, good morning. Is your favorite morning motivator, Sister D, Auntie D, Dwaywa, Debo, Empress D. They're all me. You're like, girl, you got so many names. It's not even morning. Actually, it's afternoon. I had a lot to do this morning. I had things privately that I had to complete, but I'm committed to this journey. And as I'm driving around and I'm observing my hometown where I was born and raised, I'm just seeing a lot of stuff, and I'm taking notes for some possibilities of things. And it made me realize, the importance of sticking together, a sense of community. It made me realize that in order for us to be successful in anything we do, we need community. We need people to assist us regardless to where we are in life. And biblically, it always takes me back to a 3-strand cord. If I were to take this hair and braid it in a braid, that's 3 strands. I'm separating it, and I have 1 strand, I have 2 strands, and I have 3 strands. If I do a twist with 2 strands, it's going to come out. Eventually, over time, it's going to loosen up. So 2 strands, it's going to hold, but eventually it's going to unravel. But if I take the same hair and I make it into 3 strands to do a braid. So picture a cord, picture a rope, picture a bank account, picture a business, picture a job, picture a restaurant. If we were able to join together, and I'm visually showing and teaching you something similar to how I'm braiding my hair, you would understand the importance of 3 strands. As you saw previously, when I took the hair and did 2 strands, it went together, but it wouldn't hold. I can take these 3 strands and go all the way down, and I braid pretty fast. And even if I left the ends out, it's still going to hold. A 3-strand cord is not easily broken. In Ecclesiastes 4:12, though one of you may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. This depiction or this interpretation in the Bible can be interpreted in different ways, but biblically it talks about the relationship between a husband, a wife, and God. That when a woman gets married to her husband, it's her responsibility to tie a 3-strand cord between her husband, and God. A lot of times we move into these relationships. I was married once, and we add everything else except the 3 strands that are referenced in the Bible. We add the husband, the wife, the kids, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the sister-in-law, the brother-in-law, the job, the debt, the mortgage. We add so many strands, it gets heavy. If I were to add 20 strands and make a braid, it would be so fat. It would be hard to manage. It wouldn't look as nice. That could preach. A 3-strand cord is not easily broken. Why 3 strands? I want to believe that similar to how when I did this braid and how it held together, that's all you need. Sometimes we overthink, guilty as charged. Sometimes we start to contemplate adding more people, guilty as charged. And God is telling me this morning, do you have everything that you need? People who have been there for you, that's all you need. You don't need anything new. I've given you everything you need. So I just want to encourage somebody this morning, actually this afternoon, or whenever you're watching it. Get you 3 strands. If it's your husband, if it's your children, if it's your family, get you 3 strands. God, family over everything for me. God, family, and business for me. Those are my 3 strands. Because I'm passionate about building businesses. I have so many notes and books and stuff of ideas I've had for years. Those are my 3 strands. So your homework, I'm giving you homework. Your homework is to find out what are your 3 strands. And then when you figure out what your 3 strands are, because you maybe have decided that you had 3 strands and you changed your mind. So you're going to unravel it, right? It's okay. Unravel it, unravel it, unravel it, unravel it. I thought that's what I wanted in my 20s. I don't want that in my 30s. I thought I wanted that in my 30s, but I don't want that in my 40s. So it's okay to unravel it and start over and say, this is where I am in this season. I'm going to tie the applicable 3 strands. If nobody says they love you today, I love you. The Christ in me loves you. The God in me loves you. The mother in me. I love those babies. Father, I just want to pause right here and say a special prayer for children right now, God. Lord, you know what we're facing in this season, and we haven't seen the end of all the destruction, Lord. I pray that you cover these schools, cover churches, cover schools, cover churches, cover hospitals, cover these children. I'm watching and I'm praying. God, we need you to be steadfast and unmovable in our prayer requests in this season, because there's a sense of heaviness in the atmosphere that I've witnessed before. And God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly, and sometimes he's allowing things to happen to get our attention. So I highly recommend to you guys, go home and get a notebook and write down what your 3 chords are. Who would be there if you were overpowered? Who would be there who can defend themselves while you were facing adversity? If you were facing adversity and that person wasn't there, that's not your 3 chord. I don't care who it is. Mom, dad, husband, pastor, sister, friend. I don't care, brother. I don't care who it is. If you're facing adversity and that individual is not there for you, that is not your friend, baby. That's not your 3 strands. You can love them and leave them and say, good morning, Boots. How you doing? But that's not your 3 strands. Don't tie yourself to anything. And this is to me. That is not destined for your 3 strands. Remember, I love you. This is my love. I'm a butterfly, and this is my heart. So fly with the butterfly. New Jersey Black Beauty, TikTok. That's me. This is my love. Fly with the butterfly. Be sweet like honey, but sting like a bee. I love you. Have a blessed day. Go get your 3 strands.